YouTube, brand new boxes coming, Valhalla calling. Nordics, Agents, Scraps, Dark Lord, Ultra Athletes, Flower Cardians, You What Mate, Reptilian, Fortune Ladies, have at it.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at him. Let's go.
Let's hop into this box review, starting with Nordics. Nordics are Nordic gods. Loki, Thor, Odin. We have light and dark synergy with the deck overview. This deck is all about big god monsters, not easily summoned, that resummon themselves in the end phase if destroyed by an opponent. Now, some synergy cards include Super Nimble Mega Hamster. If you flip this card, you could special summon a level 3 or lower beast type monster from your deck and face down defense. So on flip, you could special summon one of the Nordic black goats from the deck. So that's just an example. Now let's talk about the boss monsters. Before we talk about the boss monsters, understand that Vanadis of the Nordic Ascendant is a great level 4 tuner that could be used for all of the boss monsters as the main tuner that I'm about to talk about. It could change its level by sending a Nordic card from your deck to the grave, so it's quite versatile. Now, what are the boss monsters? Odin, the father of Aesir. It is a level 10 synchro, 4,000 attack. To summon it, it requires a Nordic Ascendant tuner plus 2 or more non-tuner monsters. Its first effect is you activate it to make it immune to spell and trap card effects for the whole turn. Canadia could chain to its effect though, so be careful. It resummons itself in the end phase if destroyed by an opponent. Plus, when it resummons, you draw a card. How are we summoning Odin? Well, we want to focus on the Ascendant cards. Valkyrie of the Nordic Ascendant. This card is not treated as a Valkyrie card, does not matter. Basically, what you do with this is make instant Odin. How do you make instant Odin? The conditions are, you must control no other cards. You must normal summon it. Your opponent must control a monster. Then you could banish any 2 Nordics in your hand. Then you get to make an Odin because you special summon 2 tokens to Synchro Shokan into your 4,000 attack Odin. That's the main way you want to play Odin. So you could play Valkyrie of the Nordic Ascendant in any Nordic deck as long as you have the Nordic cards to banish it when you normal summon it. Moving on to Loki. Loki is 3,300 attack, not as big as Odin. Its first effect is a quick effect. It can negate a spell or trap during your battle phase. So while Odin is unaffected by drowning, Loki will actually negate and destroy drowning. But if they activate it, they probably have a follow-up drowning. So maybe Odin is considered a bit better because of that. If destroyed by your opponent, summon it in the end phase. Add a trap card from your grave to the hand. That is consistent with Loki being a trickster. Now you need Alfar cards to summon it. Alfar Tuner. Now to summon it, we're going to use Mara. Mara of the Nordic Alfar is an instant Loki. The conditions are, you must have 2 Nordics in your hand, but their levels must be level 8. 2 of them equal up to level 8. Because what you do is you use the 2 monsters in your hand plus the Mara on the field to summon Loki. So that's a combo with the level 4 Alfar you have here. Now you could also, another way is this level 4 Alfar, you could, if it's already on the field, you could summon another one and then special summon your Mara from the hand because that's the effect of this level 4. So those are the main combos with that. Also, some other Alfar combos is with the level 1, you could perform an additional summon, which means you could tribute the level 1 right away, then add the level 1 from the grave back to your hand, and then also you could add a Nordic Relic card from the grave back to your hand, but the Nordic Relics kind of suck, so not a good combo. Just focus on Mara for summoning Loki. Moving on to Thor. Thor is 3,500 attack. Its first effect is probably the worst of the other 2. Negate all face-up monsters your opponent controls. You activate it, it's just until the end phase. Now, it resummons itself in the end phase like the other Nordic Aesirs, but when it resummons itself, it deals 800 to the opponent's face. Again, one of the worst effects, but it's probably the easiest one to summon. You need a Nordic beast to summon it. Nordic Black Goat. This card is great. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, well, if any monster is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, including itself, you could special summon itself from the hand onto the field. When it changes to attack position, it will special summon a Nordic beast from the deck. That is very powerful. If your opponent attacks, it special summons, they are screwed next turn as you change it to attack position to special summon a Nordic beast from the deck. So for example, they attack, destroy by battle, special summon from the hand. On your turn, change to attack position, special summon the level 4 tuner, make an instant Black Rose Dragon. Gia played this back in the day in the TCG. That's what she would do. Black Rose the field. And that's without normal summoning. If you decide to normal summon a level 3 non-tuner like itself, you could then make your Thor, level 10 Thor. We also have White Goat. White Goat, if destroyed by battle, special summon 2 tokens. If you normal summon your level 4 tuner alongside the 2 tokens, you summon Thor. So summoning Thor, even though it's a little more complicated to summon it, it's not like the others where you could just use your Mara or your Valkyrie to summon your big god monster. The other monsters that summon Thor, they're just better on their own and could do other plays. You sometimes summon Thor, and your deck is just generally better. This is probably the best way to play the Nordic deck with the Black Goat, the White Goat, and the Horse. Moving on, that's how you're going to choose that. The other Nordics are these two. They're both garbage. Now, Nordic Spell and Traps. This quick play will protect your Nordic god from any spell/traps from your opponent. It's a quick play. Gleipnir. This card is nuts. It's a trap. Add any Nordic monster from your deck to your hand. Likely a core card no matter what Nordic deck you play. Gungnir destroys any card on the field by banishing a Nordic/Azure monster while on the field. So destroy anything on the field. Chainable, pretty cool. Works with tokens. Nordic Megging Jord. Double the attack and defense of your monster. Cannot attack directly though, so it's a nice surprise. If you use this on your Nordic god, oh my Jesus, your Odin becomes 8,000 attack. So get ready, YouTube, for this. It's coming. Solemn Authority. Make your Azir untargetable, but they could just chain the card to this card, so it does not seem that good. Here's a concept of how to build Nordics. Spell/trap specific Nordic cards suck. So Loki may be the most unpopular. Nordic Synchro, very free to play friendly. You use the hamster to special summon the Black Goat face down, or I should say the White Goat face down. And then when destroyed by battle, you could special summon the Black Goat from your hand, make the Synchro Shokan. You could also use the Valkyrie Nordic to summon your Odin. And this is just a sample, it's just a concept. I'm not telling you to build it this way. This is just for you to understand. And you'll also see some gameplay. So we got the hamster. Set the hamster on their turn. They're going to attack into it. They're going to destroy it. And when they destroy it, we're going to pick up our deck and we're going to special summon the Nordic Beast into face down defense. So it's now set. Now it's going to be our turn. We're going to draw for our turn. We're going to flip it up. On flip summon, we're going to special summon from our deck the Goldfax. Goldfax is now in the field. Now with this, we could make a Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose the field. Wipe the field. Or we could just normal summon to make our Thor. Thor's on the field from using all of this, and that was all off the hamster. Now with Thor on the field, we can negate all face-up monsters our opponent controls. We don't really care about that effect. It's probably never going to be useful. But the useful thing about this card, the great thing about it is, if they do anything to Thor and they do not OTK you, Thor will resummon itself in the end phase by banishing the Goldfax. So you banish the Goldfax, special summon Thor back on the field. And that's every time it's destroyed, you could banish a Nordic Beast tuner from your graveyard. Very nice. Very nice. And then, for example, if something happens right there and we have next turn, we could normal summon our Valkyrie, Nordic Ascendant. And the Ascendant says, if we control no other cards and our opponent controls a monster, so let's give them a monster real quick. They got a monster. Let's change control. There you go. We could now use her effect to banish 2 Nordic monsters from our hand to special summon 2 tokens. So banish, banish, token, token, and then we could send them to the grave to make our ultimate Odin. Odin is here. Yes, we did it. Then we activate Odin to make this card unaffected by spell and trap cards until the end of the turn. And then if anything happens to Odin, 4,000 attack, we can banish the Ascendant to special summon himself back in the field, but only during the end phase. You also do get to draw a card when it special summons itself during the end phase. So that's the deck. That is Nordics Agents Review. Let's talk about Agents as we take off the Shining Angel, because that card is not good in this deck. The UR cards are Master Hyperion and Earth. This is the boss monster, Master Hyperion. Get hyped for this card. It is very easy to summon this card. You banish any agent card monster from your hand, field, or graveyard to summon it. Then it can destroy any card on your opponent's side of the field by banishing a light fairy from the graveyard. You could also search him, but only if you have the Sanctuary of the Sky field spell can you search him. When I played him, I didn't search him. An even better way to search him was with the Light and Dark skill. If you play any of these level 8 Dark Fairies, you could have up to 9 Hyperions in your deck with the Light and Dark skill. That's nuts. Now what does Earth do? Earth on normal summon, you could add an agent monster from your deck to your hand. But if you have the Sanctuary of the Sky, you could add Hyperion. So Sanctuary of the Sky, you could also play the monster that searches the Sanctuary of the Sky. You could also play the continuous spell that counts as a Sanctuary of the Sky. So if you want, you could have up to 9 Sanctuary of the Skies in your deck to make a skill like this more consistent. These are the agents you could search for: Jupiter, Venus, for example. Now, Venus, not a new card, but is very good for fueling your Hyperion with the balls. The balls will fuel Hyperion. The Venus will be banished to summon Hyperion. Hyperion, banish a ball, pop a card in the field. Love it. Jupiter. Jupiter is 2,600 attack until the end phase if you banish an agent from your grave. It's a situational card. It could be good. With the Sanctuary of the Sky, though, you could discard a fairy to summon a banished fairy. That's a good way to summon your Hyperion. If Hyperion is banished by banishing with a Hyperion, that's probably a common way you'd get it banished. Cards of the Sky, not new, but you're going to use it in this deck. It's a pot of greed. Banish any light fairy, draw 2. You do not get to conduct your battle phase that turn. You also can't special summon. This combos with Miraculous Descent. So with the Miraculous Descent, you're going to banish your Hyperion. With the Cards of the Sky, draw 2, set your Descent, flip up Descent, special summon Hyperion on the field. That's nice. You could also potentially use Valhalla. Once per turn, you could special summon a fairy from your hand, which would be Hyperion. You could use Hecatrice to discard to add Valhalla, the continuous spell that allows you to do that. You also have Agent Uranus. It's a tuner. It could change its level. It could be special summon on the field if you control the Sanctuary of the Sky on the field. Here's a deck concept on how to build it. Here's a concept with the Light and Dark skill, and then we have a concept with the field spell. This is not the way to build the decks. It's just a concept to help you understand. Enjoy the gameplay. Now, we get to shuffle back in the Dark Lord Suburbia with our skill Light and Dark. So we activate Light and Dark, put it back in the deck, and then we get to look at our deck and add Hyperion, because that's what the Light and Dark skill does. Very nice. Then we could summon Earth. Earth, we will look at our deck and we will view it and add a Venus. Very nice. Set Miraculous Descent, end our turn. This gets destroyed. We draw for our turn. Now, we could banish a Venus or Jupiter from our hand to summon Hyperion. Hyperion, we banish the Earth, pop a card in the field, something could happen, whatever. We could activate Miraculous Descent, special summon our Jupiter onto the field, or we could special summon Venus if we banish Venus. So that's kind of how the deck works. Let's check out another hand. Okay, turn 1, Venus, summon a bunch of balls on the field. Balls, balls, balls. View the deck, get them balls on the field. We only have room for 3 monster slots, so we'll summon this ball and keep this one in the hand. The field gets wiped. They wipe it all. All of it's wiped. Now it's our next turn. We draw for our turn. Now we could summon Hyperion. Summon Hyperion by banishing the Venus. Then we could banish a ball to destroy any card in the field. Boom, boom, boom. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So that's the concept of this build. Let's try the other concept. We got it. So we're going to discard the Zeradius. We're going to view our deck for the field spell. We're going to add the field spell, play the field spell. And now that we have the field spell, our fairies have some additional effects. Our Earth can now search for Master Hyperion. So now we don't have to focus on the light and dark scale. We could just add our Hyperion just like that. Boom. And let's say we ended our turn. The Earth gets destroyed by battle. We draw for our turn. Let's do another play. Now we got Hyperion. We're going to special summon our Jupiter. Now Hyperion with the field spell has an additional effect. Hyperion says you could use its banish effect twice per turn. Destroy 2 cards on the field. 1, 2. Destroy 2. So that's the second concept to get the additional effect of your other cards. Now, if something happens here, whatever, we could summon our Earth, search for our Hyperion. Get ready for this combo. Get ready. We add Hyperion. We're going to banish Earth, special summon Hyperion, banish Hyperion, destroy a card in the field, and then with our Jupiter, if we get Jupiter on the field only with the field spell, we could use Jupiter to discard a Light Fairy, correct? Discard a Light Fairy to special summon a banished Light Fairy. So we're going to discard a Shine Ball to special summon Hyperion. Then we got a field like that. Beautiful. Sugoi, that is the second concept. Nice. Scrap review. One of my favorite decks in the TCG. We finally have almost everything besides all the cards in this picture.